Come onto your back. Extend the legs, assuming that feels okay. If not, you can always keep your knees bent with the feet on the floor. Rest in Shavasana for a moment. Try to find stillness. As always, you can make some adjustments and things like that, but it's never going to be perfect. So once you find a place you could be still, exhale out through the nose and be still. Notice if you're gripping in the belly or the jaw. As you breathe, allow the ribs to expand in all directions. Imagining rather than an accordion opening up side to side or forwards and back, imagine it's more a sphere expanding and contracting. Allow the air to move down into the belly, up into the collarbones, into the right ribs, into the left ribs, into the front ribs, and into the back ribs. And the slower you breathe, the more spaciousness, the more time you have to feel all of those different directions. Imagine your shoulders could spread out onto the floor, out towards the sides, growing wider. And we'll begin with 3 breaths. When you're ready, let your exhale be deep and complete. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale, let it go. If the eyes are closed, you can blink them open a few times. Keep your body where it is. You're going to keep the heels rooted down. So if the legs are long, you can flex the feet so that the heels are on the floor, but the toes are lifting up towards the ceiling. And if the knees are bent with the feet on the floor, you could just keep them right where they are, just press the heels down. We're going to take some movements. So you're going to, if the legs are long, you're going to point and flex the feet while the heels are glued down. And the whole body should theoretically move up and down because you're pointing and flexing the feet. If the knees are bent up towards the ceiling, you can just press the feet forwards and backwards, not actually moving them, glued to the floor. And if you figured it out, great. If you're not, you could look at the screen and see what's happening. You should be able to feel your hips moving forwards and backwards, your shoulders moving up and down, your head nodding, yes, yes, yes. You can go a little faster if you like, generating some friction on the floor. And if one of those places feels like it's stuck, it's not moving, take a moment, maybe wiggle the shoulders, wiggle the neck, wiggle the hips a little bit, and see if you can try again. Releasing the belly, moving just from the legs, pushing you up and down. And when you're over it, you're over it. Bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor. We're gonna go side to side. So imagine you're a dog, you could wag your tail, move the hips side to side, like you're trying to press your low back into the floor, pressing the sacrum into the floor, and then the hips sort of wiggle side to side. This might sneak, this movement might crawl up the spine, but it might just stay in the hips. And when you're ready, come to a close with the feet on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And then keep the left hand on the hip, bring the right hand to the right thigh, and see if you can press that right thigh away from you. Flex the right foot. Keep the hips heavy. Gentle press with the right hand. Slow breath. Maybe you pull the legs a little closer to you. You can lift the left foot off the floor. You might use the hands behind the left thigh. If the shoulders are off the floor, see if you can maybe hold on to the right leg instead. Or you could just let the legs hover a little bit and use the strength of your right and left leg to pull the legs closer. On your next exhale, bring the left foot down, bring the right foot down, and cross the left foot over the right knee, flex the foot, hold the right hip down, press the left thigh away, flexing through that left foot. Try to keep the hips heavy. Take a slow breath. And then maybe pull the legs closer to you, holding on to the back of the right thigh, maybe the right shin. Maybe you're just using the strength of the legs, letting the shoulders relax. And when you're ready, bring the right foot down, bring the left foot down. Feet are a little bit wider than your hips width. Let the knees rock side to side. Now you're windshield wipering the knees. If you're feeling any strain in the knees, you've gone too far. Keep the feet flexed. You could even lift the toes off the floor. And don't do as much as it feels like strain. Find that spot that you can comfortably hold without feeling the pull in the knee. And the next time the knees go to the right, hold them there. Imagine you could press the left knee away from you, like you're pressing it away from the face. Keep the heels rooted down. And then inhale, bring the knees to center, take the other side, let the knees fall towards the left. This might look or feel different. Find that spot before the strain. See if you could gently press that right knee now away from the face, away from you. Actively flexing the feet. As you inhale, bring the knees back up to center. Bridge pose, walk the feet so that they're closer to hips width distance. Maybe they're a little closer to the hips. Reach the arms down towards the heels, tuck the shoulders underneath you so that the chest can lift a little bit more. And then press into the heels, inhale to lift the hips, lift the low back, lift the mid back. Press the knees away from the face. Now both of them reach away from you. Feel that length in the front side of the body. As the collarbones lift towards the chin, the knees reach away. Relax the belly, press into the heels. One more breath in. And exhale, lower the low back all the way down. Make your way towards a tabletop. You can roll on the spine if you like, or just rock to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. From tabletop, take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to arch through the spine and exhale to round. We're going to add on to this. When you're ready, walk your hands one handprint forwards. So now they're not right under the shoulders. They're just one handprint forwards. And as you inhale, bring the chest forward, start to reach the hips closer to the floor. Keep the arms straight and arch through the spine. And as you exhale, child's pose, keep the hands and the knees where they are, but reach the hips back, straightening the arms. Inhale, come forwards into this cobra shape, arching through the spine, shoulders down. Exhale, let the hips move backwards towards the heels, rounding into the back, maybe look towards the knees. Inhale, arch forwards, maybe you look up. Exhale, round, maybe look down. One more time. The next time you shift the hips back, you can hold here. Maybe reach the arms forwards a little bit more. Let the head and neck relax. As you inhale, look forwards between the hands. As you exhale, snake onto your belly. You can bring the elbows down and walk them forwards. Let the hips come all the way down to the floor until you're on your belly. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Bring the hands right by the low ribs on the sides. Little to no weight in the hands, elbows up towards the ceiling. Press the thighs down to the floor, especially the outer thighs. Can you press the outer thighs down to the floor? As you inhale, peel the chest up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, peel the chest up, strong legs. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 3 more times. Maybe reach the arms in line with the hips. Inhale to lift, floating the arms. Exhale, lower. Maybe the feet lift at the same time. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, feeling that long line in the front of the body. And exhale, lower down. When you're ready, tuck the toes and come up to a plank. You can use your little back bend to help you get there. Maybe the knees stay down. And from here, just for a moment, find that long line in the front of the body that we just found. See if you can find a matching parallel line in the back of the body, from the back of the head to the tailbone, to the backs of the knees. Lengthen front, lengthen back. Slow breath in. Exhale to either child's pose or down dog. Maybe the elbows come down and you can lift the hips, lower the head. Take one slow breath. One more slow breath. And if the legs are straight, bring the knees down, come back to a tabletop. And if you have a block, grab a block. If you don't have a block, you're just gonna have to do this in your mind, and that's fine. You can always use a book or something, but a block is more fun. You're gonna bring the block right to the sacrum, even lower than the sacrum, so it's right on the hips. And from here, we're gonna take Betalasana, cat-cow. As you inhale, the block comes forwards like it's gonna fall closer to your spine. And as you exhale, it's almost like the block could fall back towards the knees. In fact, mine just did. If your block falls, that's fine. You found the position. When you're ready, come back to a neutral spine. And we're gonna see what happens side to side. So as you inhale, look over the left shoulder, move the left hip towards the left shoulder, and exhale back to center. Inhale, look towards the right shoulder, move the right hip, and exhale, come back. Now we're gonna tuck the toes. As you tuck the left toe, notice if there's a shift in the hips, probably not. Point the left toe, tuck the right toe, notice there's a shift in the hips, probably not. We're moving one step at a time. Point the right toe. Okay, see if you can keep the block exactly where it is. It's not gonna fall off. Tuck the left toes, send the left leg long. Don't let the block move. Keep everything the same in the hips. Reach through the left heel. Lift the left thigh up towards the ceiling. Now the block is gonna wanna fall towards the right hip. So can you lift the right hip up a little bit more so the left hip can come more in line with the right hip? Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bring the right hand to the left shoulder. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Bring the right hand down. Bring the left knee down. Find that neutral spine again, where the block feels exactly straight. It's not tipping forward. It's not tipping back. It's not tipping side to side. Tuck the right toes. Keep the hips exactly the same. Slowly straighten the right leg. Reach the heel back. Reach through the heel. Reach the right thigh up towards the ceiling. Notice how that block's gonna wanna move towards the left hip. It's gonna wanna fall off the left side. Pull the left hip in and up. Reach through the back leg as you lift that left thigh. Maybe bring the left hand to the right shoulder. Balancing, pressing down into the floor, reaching out through the heel. Pull the left hip in, one more breath. Bring the left hand down, bring the right knee down. Okay, you can move the block out of the way and come to stand. You can start actually in a forward fold. So maybe just tuck the toes and let the head and neck stay really heavy. Generous bend in the knees here, especially for this first one. You could hold opposite elbows. Maybe you rock side to side. You might even swing. Release the arms, exhale completely, and then use your inhale to roll the spine up to stand, Tadasana. In Tadasana, we'll start with sun salutations, but for a moment, there's lots of different ways you could do Tadasana. And if the physical practice is meant to be both steady and sweet, Tadasana should be not limp. It should not be rigid. It should be somewhere in between. So plant down through the feet. Strengthen the legs. Lift the chest, reach the arms down towards the floor. As you widen the chest box in all directions, especially think side to side. Can the shoulders be wide? Press down through the feet. Find that balance here between steadiness and sweetness. Shift your weight back into the heels so that you can feel a little bit more grounded, a little less like you're going to go do something, a little more like you could stay for a moment. And let your exhale be deep and complete. We'll do some sun salutations. Surya Namaskar. When you're ready, inhale to lift the arms up. You could take up space. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. You can bend the knees. The hands could be on blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. We're adding on now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, both feet step back. Plank. Knees can come down. Look forwards as you inhale. And exhale onto your belly. Inhale, take a back bend, maybe baby cobra like we just did. Then exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose, or anything in between, knees and elbows. If this is your first down dog, feel free to take any little movements, bending and straightening the legs, rolling the shoulders a few times, nodding and shaking the head. Let your exhale be deep and complete. And then inhale, look forward, bend the knees if they're not already. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Walk the hands, walk the feet. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Plant down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up, look up. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. Again, find that place, that steady, sweet place. One more time, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank, your version. Inhale, look forward, chest forward. Exhale, onto your belly. Inhale, back bend, elbows lift. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Anything where the head is below the hips. So that could be elbows and knees with the head and neck heavy. If the knees are sensitive, you can always grab a blanket or you could double up your mat, give yourself some more cushion. Two more breaths. How slow can you breathe? As you inhale, prepare, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. And exhale, lower the hands, Tadasana. Okay. From Tadasana, we're gonna step back into Warrior Two. If you have blocks, great. If you have a chair nearby, great. Bring something nearby so that you can bring the ground a little closer to you if you need to. From Tadasana, bring the big toes to touch, spread the toes so the toes are wide. Reach down towards the floor, strengthen through the legs. And when you're ready, bring the hands to the hips, step the left foot back. Warrior Two, so you're gonna widen the stance. Heel to arch alignment in the feet. Bend and straighten into the right knee a few times. Make sure as you bend and straighten, the knee is tracking right over the second toe. It's not going to the little toe, it's not going to the big toe. You can still see your big toe even as you bend that right knee. Now that you know what your right knee's doing, focus on the left leg. Can you glue the outer left foot to the floor? Easier when the right leg is straight. Can you keep it glued even as you bend into the right knee? Gluing that left foot down, the outer left foot down. Next time you bend into the right knee, hold here. And notice, imagine there are like two flashlights on your hip bones. Notice which way the flashlights are pointing. For me, that's about 10 o'clock. That's good. That's where we want them. Can you imagine opening the hips like a book in both directions so the thighs are rolling out? Does that help you press into the left heel a little bit more? Keep the legs where they are, reach the arms into a T. The hips are gonna stay where they are. If you've got two flashlights on the hips, they're pointing at 10 o'clock. If you've got two flashlights on the shoulders, we wanna turn them so they're pointing 9 o'clock. So there's a little bit of a twist. Reach the arms wide. You could look forwards and move the head back slightly. You might look over the right fingertips. Warrior Two. 2 breaths. Keep the legs really strong. When you're ready, bring the left hand to the hip. Flip the right palm. Inhale, reverse. We're staying for a moment. Find that length in the right side of the body. Reach the right knee forwards. One more breath. Come back to Warrior Two. We're gonna come to Lizard, believe it or not. So bring the hands to frame the front foot. The back heel is gonna lift. Now you're gonna lunge, bring the back knee down. And walk the hands inside the right foot. You could walk the right foot out to the side. Stay here, maybe the hands are on blocks, any height. You might think about movement here. So as you inhale, press the hips forward, and as you exhale, pull them back a little bit. Rather than thinking up, down, think forwards, back, even though they are gonna move up and down a little bit. You can stay longer. When you're ready, lift the hips a lot, plant the hands, step back to plank pose, knees up or down, and exhale to lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Just for a moment. And when you're ready, inhale, both feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. Okay, other side, find your Tadasana first. Lots of steadiness in the feet. When you're ready, lift the right foot, step the right foot back. It's going to go back a few feet, a little wider than you think, most likely. Heel to arch alignment, hands to the hips, bend and straighten the left knee a few times. Watching the left knee, tracking right over the second toe. And then think about that back leg. Keep bending and straightening into the front, the left knee, but keep that left outer heel glued down, the whole outer foot reaching towards the floor. Even as you bend into the left knee. Next time you bend, hold here. Notice the hips where the flashlights are pointing. Notice the shoulders where the flashlights are pointing. Can you turn so that they face 3 o'clock? Open the arms. Reach through the arms. Find that width in the chest. Width in the legs. Again, imagine you could open the legs like a book from the thighs. Might not feel anything happening, that's okay. Might feel a lot happening. You can stay looking straight forwards at 3 o'clock, move the chin back. Maybe you look over the left shoulder. Breathe. Bring the right hand to the hip, flip the left palm, inhale, reverse, reach the left arm up, keep the legs exactly as they are. The left knee reaches forwards, the left hand reaches up, up, up. Back to warrior two and to lizard. Hands frame the front foot, come off of the back heel. You can bring the hands onto blocks, bring the back knee down. Hands go inside the left foot can wiggle off to the left. Any variations are fine, maybe you add some movement. Hips move forwards as you inhale and back as you exhale. When you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. So you can walk that left knee back, and go through a little vinyasa, maybe lower down and lift. Take 1 or 2 breaths in any inversion, down dog, or anything else. And then use your inhale to bring both feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand, reach the arms up. And exhale, Tadasana. Okay, a little different this time. Warrior one, Tadasana. Spread the toes, plant the feet, reach the arms. We're gonna step the left foot back to warrior one. So now the hips are gonna face forwards. Your back heel is down on an angle. Your toes are facing about, 11 o'clock. And then again, feel those flashlights on the hip points. See if you can turn them to face 12 o'clock. Bend into the front knee, straighten into the front knee. Feel that outer left foot pressing down as you bend and straighten. The next time you bend, hold here. The knees right on top of the ankle. Reach the arms forwards and up. Warrior one, hold your swords. Bring the hands behind the back. Maybe you clasp hands. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows. And inhale to lift the chest. As you exhale, try to bring the right shoulder to the right knee. Almost like lizard, we're inside the knee. Keep that back heel rooted down. Press down into the feet. As you inhale, come all the way up. And exhale to Tadasana. Step that left foot forwards. Okay, other side. Spread the toes. Plant the foot. When you're ready, step the right foot back. Warrior one, second side. Hands to the hips to start. Bend and straighten into the front knee. Watch that back heel with your mind. Turn the hips forwards. The next time you bend, hold here, knee right on top of the ankle. Hips keep moving forwards, but the back leg stays super strong. Reach the arms forwards and up. Bring the hands behind the back, maybe clasp opposite elbows, clasp the weird way, whatever you do. Inhale to lift the chest, and exhale, bring the left shoulder closer to the left knee. Humble warrior. This is when we're bowed forward. Try to let the head and neck be soft. They don't have to totally release, but try not to crunch. Press down through the feet, strong legs. Inhale, lift the chest back up. And exhale, step to the top of the mat, Tadasana. Okay, one round of warrior three, and then we're gonna put them together. Have your blocks or a wall or a chair nearby. I'll show you all three at some point. If you have blocks, bring them to the top of your mat. And we're gonna go right into it without thinking about it. So take, let's see, about 3 steps back from your blocks, 3 feet, 3 of the lengths of your feet back from your blocks. Find Tadasana. If you're not using blocks, the chair can be right there. That's where the chair will be. And you're gonna reach for the blocks. So reach the hands forward as if you're gonna come forwards. Become light on the right foot. Flex the right foot. Really flex even the toes. The foot might be off the floor completely. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks. Keep a long spine and keep the leg in the same plane as the rest of the spine. So you're just tipping from the hips. Bring the hands down onto your support. Lift the inner right thigh up towards the ceiling. Press the heel back, flex the foot. Warrior three. Find a comfortable place for the head and neck. You can look straight down. And then bring the right foot down. So the reason I say to keep the leg in the same plane is it makes it easier. It makes it a little bit easier to know where your body is. So what I'm doing is I'm hinging from the hip, but the leg, my left leg is gonna stay in the same, can't go backwards, in the same line as the rest of my spine. We'll just try it. Plant down through the right foot, you know where we're going now. Reach. Flex the left foot off the floor. Inner thigh spins back. Exhale, hinge slowly. Bring your hands down onto something. Inner thigh spins up. Weighted to the right heel. Press that thigh up towards the ceiling. Press the heel back. And slowly bring the left foot down. Lift the spine back up. Let's put them together. From Tadasana at the top of the mat, I'm going to use blocks this time. Let your exhale be deep and complete. You're gonna inhale one breath to warrior one. When you're ready, step the right foot back, reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale here. Warrior two, open the arms. Creep that left foot towards the right a little bit. Look over the left fingers. Inhale, strong legs. Exhale here. Warrior three, hands to the hips. Turn the hips to face forwards. Flex that back foot, and as you inhale, bring the hands to the blocks, lift the back leg. Tadasana, bring the right foot to the left foot, inhale, lift up. Other side, one breath. As you inhale, step the left foot back, warrior one. Take a moment, exhale. Warrior two, open up. Exhale. Hands to the hips. Prepare, turn the hips forwards. Launch forwards, bring the hands down, lift the back leg. Float it. And then bring the foot down, lift the chest up. We're gonna try one breath per movement. It's not supposed to be easy, so if it's hard, you're probably doing it right. Tadasana. Let your exhale be deep and complete. Slow down the breath. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior three. Believe it. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, warrior one, left foot back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior three, slow with control. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time each side. Inhale, warrior one. Keep the legs strong, that's your foundation. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior three. Hands come down, lift the back leg. Exhale, Tadasana. Left foot back, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two, taking aim. Strong legs. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, foot comes down, Tadasana. Let your exhale be deep and complete. Weight comes into the heels. And then we'll meet in hero's pose, Virasana. I like using 2 blocks. You can also use a pillow or a rolled up blanket is also really nice here. And then kneel down so that the blocks are between the ankles. Move the knees closer together. Sit back onto the blocks. You can adjust the height of the blocks as much as you need to, up or down. Plant the hands on the thighs. Lift the chest, widen the shoulders. Relax the elbows, the jaw, the muscles of the face. Been doing lots of warrior poses. This a related warrior. This is hero's pose, which I like. It's not about lifting swords or taking aim or decapitation. It's about sitting still, dignified, patient. You have an option to stay here. Maybe you lower your height a little bit now that you've been sitting for a moment. If the knees are already feeling sensitive, stay here or decrease the bend so you can lift up the blocks a little bit higher. You can add another blanket underneath the hips so that the bend in the knees is not too intense. But if you're feeling okay, maybe bring your hands behind you and see if you can lean back and bring the hands to the floor. Let me turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm reaching the arms back and leaning back. Maybe you're on fingertips. I'm definitely on fingertips. Lift the chest, press the hips, the front hip bones towards the knees. So you're not overarching in the low back. The hips stay down. You can look towards the top corner of the room. This is our variation on camel pose today, or Supta Virasana. You might, if you're feeling okay and you're on your fingertips, you might come to your palms. And when you're ready, if you're on your palms, come to your fingertips. Walk the fingers in. Help yourself back up to hero's pose. Sphinx pose. You can remove your blocks, or whatever you're using. Come onto your belly, elbows down. The elbows are going to be right under the shoulders. Bend the knees so the feet are up towards the ceiling, and then windshield wiper the feet side to side. If this is too much in the low back, you can walk the elbows forwards and take some of the grip out of the low back. So the feet are windshield wipering. Straighten out the legs, press the tops of the feet down into the floor if that feels okay. Press the thighs down into the floor, lift through the chest. And slowly lower down onto your belly, flip onto your back. We'll take a twist, pull the knees into the chest, maybe rock side to side. Let the knees eventually fall towards the right. Open the arms into a T or a cactus shape. Take a slow breath and then switch to the other side. There's no rush. You can rock a few times in between. Eventually let the knees fall to the left. Open the arms. Take a few breaths here, letting the dust settle. When you're ready, inhale the knees back to center and make your way towards Shavasana. Grab any props or Anything else you might need, maybe some socks or a sweater.
Preparing for your final resting pose. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. You can always stay longer. Soften the jaw. Spread on the floor. Relax, release, and let go. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. When you're ready, invite some small movements into the fingers and toes. Eventually roll onto your right side. Use your upper arm as a pillow. And use your hands to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Let your hands rest in your lap. Find a long spine from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Take a moment to notice how you feel without judgment. Thank your body for working for you. Thank yourself for showing up. Gratitude for the practice, its lineage, and all the benefits. We'll close with 3 breaths. When you're ready, inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, sigh. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you next week.